Have you ever wondered how mushrooms are grown? Today, we're here to shed light on this fascinating process. As silent contributors to our meals, mushrooms hold a special place in the culinary world, while also boasting of numerous medicinal benefits. This video is your beginner's guide to understanding the art of mushroom farming. From the basics of cultivation to harvesting your own crop, we cover it all. So stay tuned as we delve into the captivating world of mushroom farming. To start, understanding the basics of mushroom cultivation is key. Let's dive right in. Mushroom cultivation, much like any other form of farming, requires a keen understanding of the essential elements that contribute to growth. These include the substrate, temperature, humidity, and lighting. The substrate, which is essentially the food source for the mushrooms, is of crucial importance. It could be anything from sawdust to straw, depending on the type of mushroom you're growing. Now, mushrooms are a bit picky about their environment, so maintaining the right temperature and humidity is vital. And while they don't need sunlight like plants do, they do require some light to guide their growth. Now that we've covered the fundamentals, it's time to discuss the different types of mushrooms you could cultivate. Some of the commonly cultivated types are oyster mushrooms, known for their unique taste and texture; shiitake, loved for their rich savory flavor; and button mushrooms, the most widely consumed variety worldwide. With these basics, you are ready to choose the right mushroom species for your farm. Remember, mastering mushroom farming starts with understanding the basics, and you're well on your way. Choosing the right mushroom species is a crucial decision in mushroom farming. There are a myriad of factors to consider, each one as important as the next. Let's delve into this fascinating world of fungi and find the perfect fit for your farm. Your local climate is the first consideration. Some mushrooms, like the hardy shiitake, thrive in a wide range of temperatures, while others, such as the delicate enoki, prefer cooler climates. The growing conditions you can provide are just as important. Do you have a shady spot for shade-loving species like the wine cap, or a sunny corner for sun-loving species like the white button? Market demand is another key factor. Some mushrooms, like the versatile oyster, are in high demand in both the culinary and medicinal markets. Others, like the exotic lion's mane, have a smaller but very dedicated fan base. Now, let's talk about some popular mushroom varieties. The oyster mushroom is a great beginner's choice due to its robust nature and adaptability. The shiitake mushroom is another favorite, prized for its rich flavor and medicinal properties. The white button mushroom, a familiar sight in grocery stores, is a staple in many cuisines. Choosing the right mushroom is a journey of discovery, a chance to match your unique situation with the perfect fungal partner. Now, let's set up your mushroom farm. Setting up your mushroom farm is a fun and rewarding process. It all begins with selecting an appropriate location. Mushrooms thrive in environments that are cool, moist, and dark. Consider areas like a basement, a shed, or even a secluded outdoor spot that's protected from the elements. Once you've chosen your location, the next step is constructing your growing containers or beds. These can range from simple wooden boxes to more complex shelving units, depending on the size of your farm and the type of mushrooms you're growing. Creating the ideal growing environment is crucial. Mushrooms require a delicate balance of conditions to grow well. Maintaining the correct temperature is key, with most species preferring a range between 55 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity is another important factor. Mushrooms are about 90% water, so they need a moist environment to thrive. A humidity level of 80 to 95% is ideal. Ventilation is also important. While mushrooms don't need light to grow, they do need fresh air. Regularly circulating air helps prevent the buildup of harmful gases and promotes healthy mushroom growth. These steps lay the foundation for a successful mushroom farm. With the right location, growing containers, and environmental conditions, you're well on your way to cultivating your very own mushroom crop. Next, we'll discuss mushroom spawn and substrate. Mushroom spawn and substrate are the foundation of mushroom cultivation. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly are these terms? Mushroom spawn can be seen as the seed of the mushroom. It consists of a carrier material such as grains or wood chips infused with mushroom mycelium, the root-like part of a mushroom. The spawn is what you will introduce into your substrate to start the growth of your mushroom crop. Now let's talk about the substrate. The substrate is essentially the food source for the mushroom. It's what the mushroom mycelium grows through and absorbs nutrients from. Different types of mushrooms prefer different substrates. Some common substrates include sawdust, straw, and even coffee grounds. So, How do you prepare and inoculate the substrate with mushroom spawn? Well, it usually involves pasteurizing or sterilizing the substrate to kill off any potential competitors, then adding the mushroom spawn and mixing it thoroughly. Once this is done, the substrate is usually placed in a bag or container and left in the right conditions for the mushroom mycelium to colonize it. And there you have it. A brief rundown of mushroom spawn and substrate, the building blocks of successful mushroom cultivation. Let's move on to the care and maintenance of mushroom crops. Proper care and maintenance are crucial for a successful mushroom crop. This begins with understanding that mushrooms, unlike plants, don't rely on sunlight for growth. Instead, they thrive in a moist and humid environment. So it's essential to maintain the right levels of humidity within your mushroom farm. You're probably wondering, how much is just right? Well, for most mushroom varieties, a humidity level of around 70 to 80% is ideal. You can easily monitor this using a simple humidity meter, but remember, while mushrooms love moisture, they don't appreciate being drenched. So avoid overwatering. A light misting once or twice a day should suffice. Now let's talk about pests and diseases. Mushrooms can be susceptible to a range of issues, including fungal diseases, mites, and flies. To keep these problems at bay, maintain cleanliness in your growing area. Remove any dead or diseased mushrooms promptly to prevent the spread of pathogens. Also, consider natural pest control methods such as introducing beneficial insects or using organic sprays. But what if you've done everything right and your mushrooms are still not growing as expected? Don't fret. There could be several reasons for slow growth, such as inadequate humidity, incorrect temperature, or a lack of fresh air. Try adjusting these parameters and see if it makes a difference. One common issue you might encounter is contamination. This typically happens when unwanted organisms like mold or bacteria invade your substrate. It's easily recognizable by unusual colors or smells. If you spot any signs of contamination, it's best to discard the affected substrate immediately to prevent the problem from spreading. Remember, troubleshooting is part and parcel of mushroom farming. It might take a bit of trial and error to find what works best for your specific setup and mushroom species, but with time and patience, you'll be able to cultivate a thriving mushroom crop. Now that we have covered care and maintenance, let's learn about harvesting and storage. Harvesting and storage are two final but vital steps in mushroom farming. As your mushroom's cap begins to flatten, that's your cue to harvest. Gently twist and pull the mushroom from its substrate. Be careful not to disturb the mycelium, the life source for future crops. Remember, early morning is the best time for harvesting. Mushrooms harvested in the morning maintain their freshness longer throughout the day. Now, once harvested, it's crucial to store your mushrooms correctly to maximize their shelf life. For short-term storage, a brown paper bag in the refrigerator works best. This helps to absorb any excess moisture and keeps your mushrooms fresh for about a week. For longer storage, consider drying your mushrooms. Dried mushrooms can be stored in airtight containers and can last for up to a year. Proper harvesting and storage ensure you get the most out of each mushroom crop, maximizing flavor, yield, and longevity. Finally, let's summarize what we have learned today. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. From understanding mushroom cultivation, choosing the right species, setting up your farm, to harvesting and storage. Now it's your turn. Dive into the fascinating world of mushroom farming and keep exploring. Thank you for joining us on this mushroom cultivation journey. We hope to see you again soon.